Welcome back. It's Jerry here again with the Happy Hootie to save you time and money. And today we're going to be doing a little renovation project. So our house on the front has 5 of these lights that are old. They're original lights that came with the house. They're over 20 years old. They've got a lot of abuse. They've got a lot of dirt. They're just patinaed. And rather than going through and replacing every single one of these, which would be hundreds and hundreds of dollars, for about $25, what I'm going to be doing is pulling those down, taking them apart, cleaning them up, repainting them, putting new bulbs in, and making them look brand new again to save you time and money. Before working with anything electrical, you have to be safe. So locate your electrical panel and locate where you have your lights attached to that. In our case, they're tied in with the garage, which is number 14, and we're going to flip that off. That will make sure that there's no electric going there. Now, you still want to test those wires using a voltmeter before you start taking them apart so you don't electrocute yourself. If you're unsure of how to do it, contact an electrician. The first step we're going to do is you're going to locate these little nuts that are here. They're what hold the actual light on, and we're going to go ahead and unscrew those. They'll come out. They'll allow this light to detach from the actual base back behind. It's nasty. There's bugs and all kinds of stuff back there. But we're going to go ahead and disconnect this. We've got 2 wires disconnect, the hot neutral line and then the ground line, and that'll remove this piece from here, and then we'll go clean it up. Now that we've got this down in here in the shop, we're going to go ahead and take this apart. Now, I've never actually done this yet, but I'm assuming that a lot of this stuff just unscrews, and it appears that it does. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take all this apart, because what I want to do is get the glass out of the inside of here if possible, so we can clean that up before we go ahead and work on cleaning up the rest of this. We're going to go ahead and take out the existing bulbs, and it looks like that the sockets themselves, although are corroded on the outside, the inside part will clean up the inside of the socket. And since we're going to be replacing a lot of these standard bulbs with newer LED bulbs, the heat shouldn't be as much of a factor as it was in the past. Now, I've taken off what I can, and I've laid it out kind of in the order in which it came off. It helps also, if before you're going to do a project like this, to go ahead and use your phone, take a couple of pictures of how it looked beforehand and as you're taking it apart. That way, if you forget how it goes back together, it's easy to have something to reference whenever you choose to do that. I wanted to go ahead and take the glass out of this to clean it, and I want to do it for 2 reasons. One, I want to be able to clean the glass thoroughly because it hasn't been done in 20-something years and it looks gross. But also because once all the glass is taken out of here, I can go ahead and tape off a few small points in here like the sockets and some of the wiring and just spray the entire thing. And then when we put it all back together, it'll come back together in a much better fit and finish than if I were to try to tape off each individual pane of glass like that. Now, this had a rubberized gasket that was sitting on top of here that revealed that I've got some little nuts. They're actually 7mm nuts, and I happen to have a 7mm deal here. You can use a manual one or use a pair of pliers. I just happen to have the right size to go ahead and loosen these up. And by loosening those up, it will allow this, this top piece to come off and allow me to pull the glass out.
All right, while he's getting things ready to paint, I'm going to clean all this up. Even with the things that we're going to paint, we are going to put some cleaner on it because we don't want the dust on there. When we paint, it'll be harder to do. So I've just got some glass cleaner. I'm going to go through and spray all these and get them all cleaned up.
Got everything laid out now so we can go ahead and paint the stuff that's going to be visible. I'm not going to be painting the rubberized gaskets because they're obviously rubberized and used to smash down to try to weatherproof it as much as possible. Do want to go ahead and make sure that you take note to tape off those light sockets so you don't spray paint down in there. That will hinder the ability for the lights to work. And just as a precaution, I've gone ahead and taped off some of the electrical connections there. You can always cut those off and resplice them later. If you got a chance to look in the background, this is a mirror project we did. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, go up. We'll put a link up above to show how we made this beautiful live edge cherry mirror. It's a fun project and one you can do yourself, and they make great gifts for people too. To paint this, though, I've actually gone with the Krylon product. I wanted to have something that's a gloss finish. It's going to be outside. If you're dealing with something with a lot of imperfections, you might want to go with something like a hammered type product that would then hide those imperfections. This is pretty clean as far as the surface is concerned. So we're just going to shake this up and start coating this down. We're going to let this sit and dry a little bit, and then we'll go piece it all back together. We've got everything done. It's all dry, and it looks like it's got a nice gloss on it. Now, if you're wanting to second coat something, now's the best time to do it while it's all still laying out and apart. For what I'm going to do with this project, I think it's going to work out just fine. You do want to make sure that you keep enough extra that if you do need to touch up anything down the road, you can certainly do that using the same color paint. Now it's time to put this thing back together. In our particular case, we're just going to kind of try to reverse the process the best that you can. I've gone ahead and taken off the tape off of the sockets as well as the wires, and I'm going to go ahead and just start putting this back together by putting the rubberized grommets back on, and then this bottom piece, which is right here, and then it had this little finial cap that went on the bottom. So we're going to start out by doing that. Now this next part will be a little more complicated on this particular light because we're going to have to insert all of these clean pieces of glass and then get the top piece put on while trying to keep everything stable. If you have a difficult time doing this by yourself, maybe it's easier to get someone else to kind of hold it in place for you while you piece it all back together. Now that we've got all that glass put in there, we're getting ready to put in the bulbs. Now, but once we put in the bulbs and put the top back on, you're not going to have access to the inside of this. So if you've managed to put any fingerprints on the inside, now's the best time to get those fingerprints off the inside, because you will not be able to wipe that off once this is back up there. So if you've got any dirt or any little marks on the inside that you're wanting to get cleared off, now's your last chance to do it. You can always clean off the outside once we get it up there. The lights that we've chosen are LED lights. These are 60-watt equivalent bulbs. Just make sure that you have the correct base. These particular ones are candelabra base, which means they're a smaller, pointier looking base, but that is the type that we needed to fit in these sockets. By using the LEDs, they won't get near as hot, which is great because these are older light fixtures, and a lot of times if you put the typical 60-watt equivalent bulbs in these fixtures, they get really hot and it can do some damage to the sockets or the wires. But now that we've got those in there, we're ready to put the cap on and then hang it up. And now we're ready to mount it up. Before we go putting that new beautiful light back up in here, there's a few little cracks and crevices around the outside, as well as a big hole that is on the inside of this that is going to allow for wind penetration, possibly weather penetration, and bugs to crawl inside and get clear back in here into our house. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is apply some of this Pest Block by Great Stuff, and we'll put a link for this down below on Amazon, and just lightly use a little bit of this around and to fill this back hole. It will expand, so you don't need to use that much. But what that'll do is help prevent any pests from coming in to these cracks. Now that we've got our new light, we're ready to put it in here. You can go ahead and break off any of this extra little foam that happened to purge out the sides there. And then we're going to go ahead and wire it up first by using the wire nuts that we took off before. And then I'm going to secure it using these pieces here. Now, one thing I didn't do was paint the ends of these little nuts because I knew I was going to be cranking them on and scratching them up. So once they're completely on, you've got two choices. One, you can just give it a quick squirt with the spray, but you risk some overspray, or you can spray some into the lid of the sprayer and then just tap a little brush in there and just touch up those little nuts on the end of there, and that'll make those match too. There is the old busted. And here is the new hotness. And there you have it, the new light. I hope you've enjoyed this renovation project. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'd love to see you here again next time.